Hi, my name's Dot.
Hello, Dotty! And hello, all the cats!
Hello, cats. This is Matsy,
Matt, are you
and
washing
that
yourself on telly at the minute?
there's Levski in the basket wriggling.
Oh, that basket looks like it's gonna fall. Looks like it's gonna fall off then for a
It's just
minute.
kind of shuffled outside.
Hello, cats. Hello, Dot.
Hello,
And hello, non-alcoholic beer.
X Blue. Yeah, it's only Tuesday.
Thank you for agreeing to talk to me. Um, no one's going to listen to anything you say anyway because there's cuteness going on this side, so you can say anything. um, but thank you for agreeing to talk to me. So you are one of my probably oldest friends, I would say, um, which is
I'm
lovely.
not that old.
Um, and I wanted to talk to some of my friends about my diagnosis because I've spoken to sort of everyone else, and I think actually you guys have sort of been there through thick and thin and seen me kind of change over the years, and I just thought it'd be interesting to talk to you about your experience of Parkinson's as well, if that's okay.
Yes, that's okay.
So, how did we meet, Dorothy?
We met when I was about 16, and you must have been a little bit older. And I started my first Saturday job at an art shop, and you were there. And we found out shortly after I started that the reason I was offered a job is because the boss thought that you were leaving,
Yep.
but you weren't leaving.
Nope.
So I was supposed to be taking your job, but you didn't leave.
I
So
don't
then
know
we
where the idea came from that I was leaving because I don't remember handing my notice in.
well, who
Maybe I just
knows?
did it in a fit of rage one day and was just like, I quit and then forgot about it.
But then there was several of us who were doing Saturdays, so we had to kind of job share. But
Yeah,
that was quite nice because it meant like a weekend, a month off,
yeah,
which was quite good. But it also meant that we weren't always on the same day, which was sad because
yeah,
it's fun being on the same day. And we would do face painting, things like that together.
yeah.
Remember doing face paint?
I remember doing face painting, I was terrible at it. I'd be worse now, that's for sure. People would not look like animals. Can you
You know,
imagine?
not.
What? This big old splodge. But I remember your mum coming in to see
Yeah,
you on your first day or the like second day or something and saying, "Is this the girl that hasn't left?" And I was like, "Yes, I'm the girl that hasn't left."
yeah, that happened. And I would be like, yes.
But now your mummy is like my second mummy.
Yeah, she loves you.
I love her back.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't remember whether at first we kind of secretly hated each
I
other
think we
because
did a
of the
little
whole
bit.
job.
I think we were just trying to be kind of civil to each other because it's a small shop and. Hey, Maxie.
Somebody then. She just wants her dinner. Yeah, it was a bit strange at first, I think, but we had fun.
We powered through and became friends somehow, and that's good. I think we we've been friends for years, really now, haven't we? So that was how many years ago?
Uh, so well, I was 16 then, and now I'm 32. So that's how long. That's a long
16
old
years.
time. Yeah, 16
But
years, yeah.
that's pretty impressive, I think. And now,
That's half my age I've known you for.
ah, cute. The best half, I think.
Well, the more memorable half. I don't remember so much.
No, that's because it was a good 16 years.
Yeah.
Because I was in it, not because you were tiny.
No, it has been a good 16 years. And I suppose I met you when at that age when we were both like going through all these, teenage angst and emotions and
Yeah,
stuff, and stuck through like university and everything. So we've always shared our like traumas and
yeah,
big and small problems.
exactly,
So
exactly that.
yeah,
Definitely.
yeah, it's been a fun friendship.
And when you lived in Bulgaria, I think I saw you more than I did when you were over here because I was like, I have to go see Dot. And there's
Yeah, you
meat and
did come
cocktails
over.
involved.
But our friendship's a bit weird like that because we didn't go to school together, so we never spent masses and masses of time together, did we? So
No.
we knew each other at the shop, and then um, sort of visited each other at uni a little bit, but we just mostly chat,
Yeah.
but not that regularly.
No.
So
Like
and
whenever we talk, it's like we just pick up and it's
then
Just like we've spoken yesterday, and it's never
Uh,
awkward. We're never funny with each other about it.
I think you just kind of morphed from being like a casual mate into being someone that I couldn't really ditch even if I wanted to.
No, you're
You
stuck
just
with me
always
forever now,
there.
I'm afraid. But it is weird because I think like at the time like there was another girl at the shop and her and I were inseparable and we don't really ever see each other now. So it's kind of weird how friendships kind of change and how you end up with people that you kind of have like a connection with that you stick with for life and you add them to your collection. I'm a collector of people definitely. And you were definitely getting stuck in my collection. You're not being let out of my collection now, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
You've done
I
a
think
16-year stint.
it's just always been very easy with you.
Mm.
You know, like never really, except maybe that initial "I'm trying to steal your job" for a couple of weeks. Always just felt like we understood each other.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so cheesy,
No,
but
I,
it's
I love
true.
I love how honest you are with me as well. Like you're one of my honest friends.
Well, honest, but I know when to keep my mouth shut.
Yeah, exactly. You're a good balance.
Mm.
So when we were younger, did you think we would still be friends when we were grown ups?
Um,
It's difficult to tell, isn't it? I know, but like,
I don't really remember, to be honest, because it was such a weird stage. Like when you're a kid, you kind of think you'll be friends with everyone forever.
mm,
Um, but our friendship, I guess, like I said, it's just kind of been steady, like slow and steady the whole way. So you kind of morphed from being a friend at some point into being more like family. Like you're just there at the end of the phone and we chat and we're just us together. Does that make
I
sense?
totally get it. And I wonder whether it's because we didn't have that kind of like burning like passionate love of friendship that where we spent every day in each other's pockets.
You
Where we
didn't have passionate love for me.
I do love you, you know I love you, but it's more of a marriage. Like we've reached the marriage stage now. We've been together 16 years,
It's so true. Oh
and
my god,
but
we're married.
we never had that sort of like thing where we kind of spent all our time in each other's pockets. So we never burnt out. I don't think it's kind of
Yeah, I think that's fair. And sometimes we talk really regularly and then we'll go for months without speaking to each other. And it's just kind of like, I don't think we haven't spoken probably since I came to London last and saw you in, when was that? December,
Christmas. It was around Christmas, yeah,
around Christmas. So we text and stuff, obviously.
yeah. I spam you on
But
WhatsApp.
yeah, you spam me, yes. Send me photos of topless men with kittens.
Standard. So, can you remember your thoughts when I first told you I had Parkinson's?
Yeah, well, during that kind of run up to your diagnosis, we were in touch quite a lot, weren't we? And I'd been in Bulgaria for only about, well, it was the first year that we'd been living there. So I wasn't working, so I was kind of free to chat more. And also, like, you were going through some stuff. So we were talking quite a lot. So I knew on the run up to diagnosis what you thought. And I remember you saying that you, like, from everything the doctor had said, you were pretty sure it was Parkinson's. So remember when you told me that, like on the night that you had your diagnosis, that you were like massively positive about it in a way that I couldn't really be sure how real it was because it was in text message.
Yeah.
Because actually, I was traveling at that point. I wasn't even in Bulgaria. I think I was in a youth hostel in Serbia somewhere.
As you
So
do.
text me, and you were all like, "It's fine. Everything's great. I'm really pleased that it's Parkinson's and not anything worse." And I was like, I mean, I was like really upset for you and didn't really know how to react. But in a way, it was easier with text message because I could just kind of take my lead from you. So because you were so positive, I just kind of was positive back, I think. And I probably was like, how'd you feel about it? And
Yeah.
you know, you were okay. And I think you'd had quite a hard day of having to tell people and probably a harder time dealing with people's reactions before you even had time to process it yourself. So I think we didn't talk about it properly for a little while. And I just remember feeling really, like, just really sad, just thinking like of all the things that could have happened to you at that age, it seems so unlikely and so ridiculously unfair. But you know, you were upbeat, and I know you, like, had every confidence that you would kind of take the ball and run with it, which you've done. So apart from not really knowing much about it and doing lots of Googling.
We all did, I think.
What to do. Yeah. I just remember feeling sad because I was on my own that evening as well because Gray had gone out with Pete in Serbia. So I was on my own in this bunk room and I was like, I don't know what to do. But, I think what you needed from me was just for our relationship to continue as normal. So we just kind of chatted about it and then you had to tell someone else. So you went off and I wondered about, how stuff might change. But like in terms of our relationship, I don't think things have really changed very much.
I don't think so. I think if anything, I know that I can lean on your support even more because I felt like the way you've been about it and the way you treat me is you see me for me and you know who I am. And actually, I think my friends that I've known since before Parkinson's are just even more important to me now because you're the ones that know who I am and can help keep me. And I think that's a really important role for you guys. Like, you just do it naturally. So.
Oh, well, in a way, it's easier for me because I don't see you that often.
Yeah.
So obviously I know from what you tell me in your blog and stuff what you're going through. But I remember so the Parkinson stuff, like your tremor and everything, has never really seemed a really significant issue for me, like when I've seen you. So your neck has been more of a challenge. Like when I saw you last summer, I hadn't realised like how bad it was or how difficult it was making things for you. And that was quite hard it was hard for me to like stay upbeat and stay like normal dot, when I was having to kind of process this thing that you'd been dealing with for so long and I hadn't really appreciated. But that's like the worst thing, everything. And that's not even like directly Parkinson's.
It's ridiculous.
I know. So the Parkinson stuff, like you've not changed. Like so you've got butterfly hands, but that's it. You have to walk. You're just you. So yeah, I think it's because I don't see you every day. It's and when we talk often, I'm not seeing you at all. So I've got nothing else to kind of go on.
So have your thoughts about Parkinson's changed at all, like since kind of watching me go through it or anything?
Yes and no. I think that at first I wasn't sure like how much of an enormous disaster it might be, and so I've kind of realised in the next few years that it's not such a massive disaster as it might be. It kind of is what you make of it, and also it is what your symptoms are, which for you, apart from the neck, which is a separate issue, haven't been completely, debilitating or too difficult to manage. I still think that it's a really cruel, horrible thing and ridiculously, wholly unfair that it's happened to you at the age you were, especially. I don't know. Like, the more I've learned about it and the better understanding I have, it's just, it's I don't know, I can't explain.
No, you're explaining it really well, don't worry.
Yeah, my thoughts changed.
Or is there anything you've sort of learned about the condition that it surprised you at all?
What surprised me most, I think, when I came to that the Parkinson's meeting with you in Bristol. Yeah. And there was a room full of people with Parkinson's, and you were possibly the only person in the room who had a tremor.
Yeah.
And I'm like, where are all the tremors? Because I thought that Parkinson's kind of was a tremor, pretty much. And so it's the most surprising thing for me has been how completely varied all the symptoms are and how differently it affects everyone, and therefore like how completely impossible it is to treat and how to get the medication right because everyone's so different. It's just impossible.
Yeah, spot on.
So that's really what's like hugely opened my eyes, really, was that meeting and realising how different it is for people, and meeting other people with Parkinson's, because obviously I'm more aware now, so I've kind of bumped into people in my life who've got Parkinson's, and again they're just dealing with completely different things to you. So it's just a bastard of a disease. Like, I don't know what the answer is. But...
So you did a walk a few months ago now, didn't you? Was it a few months ago?
Yeah, at the end of October.
Yeah, for Parkinson's UK, you did an incredible walk, and you really challenged yourself, and that meant so much to me because you've kind of fought your own fears, but you did something that I would be too scared to do as well. So you sort of did it for me, and I was incredibly grateful that you did that, and
Ah,
you raised so much money and stuff. So thank you. What is it? Is it important to you as a friend to kind of feel like you're doing something?
um,
Because I know, like my dad says, he feels like he needs to like do something, but I've never heard it from like a friend's perspective. Does it help you feel
mm,
better about it, or?
there are times when I wish I could do stuff. But I don't think that I feel the same kind of protective responsibility as your dad, for example. It's more that when I do want to do something now, it's Parkinson's that comes to mind.
Yeah.
So you know, I wanted to do this hike for me. Really, it was quite a selfish thing in its initial planning, and then I was trying to talk myself out of it and trying to think of reasons to make myself commit. And I thought, well, this is quite a big deal for me. So if I could do it for sponsorship, I can help support Parkinson's UK at the same time. And one of the things that I struggle with you having Parkinson's is that the things that I love in my life are usually quite active and outdoors. I'm not particularly sort of sporty person, but I just love hiking and being sort of in the mountains or whatever, new cities, and the idea that that's something that you wouldn't be able to do or that you would really struggle with, that upsets me quite a lot. So to have this opportunity, me, you know, a healthy bodied person, to be able to go and walk somewhere incredibly beautiful, but being too scared to do it, like that just seems like a really terrible excuse. So I wanted to make myself go somewhere and do this because I have this amazing opportunity to be able to do it when others can't. So it seemed crazy not to, really, and that helped me motivate myself to go through, because I should be taking, you know, I don't know what's around the corner. I've got to make the most of my opportunities.
Aww.
So I do kind of, I mean, I want to make things better for you all the time, but I don't really feel I'm in a brilliant position to be able to do so, because we live on, you know, other sides of the country. So practically I can't do very much. But, you know, I like making you smile, so, you know, I'll
You
stick
do that very well.
like silly in the post every now and again for you, or
Yeah, you're the best at like sending random presents. I love it. You're like my wife or my girlfriend who just sends me little treats. I'm like, oh, thanks.
we're basically married. It's like you said earlier.
Does Mary know about this?
I don't give him like magic little special presents ever. It's only you who gets
Because you
presents in the
love me
post,
more, I'm afraid. So
probably. I've known you longer anyway.
that's true.
Um, but yeah, I guess I don't feel like I have to kind of fix things, but I just know that sometimes you need me to be here and sometimes you don't need me as much. So when you need me, I hope that I can be here, and that's kind of all I can
There,
do.
you're awesome.
Yay!
Okay, so this is always the one that gets people swearing. Let's see
Oh
if you
no.
swear or get violent. If Parkinson's was stood in front of you, what would you say to it?
Um, I find this is a really hard question for me because I'm quite scientifically minded, and I like to think of Parkinson's as like a chemical imbalance, or, you know, just fighting with the cat, don't mind me. Here she is. Way now. Yeah, so I don't like to think of it as having a personality, or it kind of feels like it gives it this power that it shouldn't have.
I like that. That's really nice, actually. I mean,
Yeah.
I have to give it a personality to be able to fight it because I can't. I'm not scientific in that way. But I like that you think of it like that.
Yeah, I struggled because like I saw the question and I was thinking about it, and I couldn't think of any of words that I would say to it, because it's not, for me, it's not a thing, you know. Anyway,
no, that's a fine answer.
okay. All right then, that's my answer.
I like your answer. But bless you for trying to come up with another one for me.
What else I could think was just like to tell it to do one. That's it, because I was thinking that if Parkinson's was like a rational human being, then I would reason with it about how cruel and horrible it's being and make it understand that it's a pointless disease and it should be friendlier to people and not cause all this hurt and pain and confusion. And then I was like, but it's clearly not a rational human being because it's Parkinson's disease, which is the least rational illness I've like ever come across.
Yeah.
So it would probably laugh in my face and give me some kind of evil, like, mwahaha, kind of a laugh and inflict more pain on people.
You're
so
really getting into this.
yeah, I'd probably just have to shoot it in the face, to be honest. I don't really have any words for it.
You've gone from like really rational. I'd probably just have to shoot it in the face, actually. Just murder, really. Premeditated murder. That's brilliant. I love how innocent and sweet that was until the point that you said murder, pretty much. Don't ever
But
mess with
there's no
God.
dealing with an irrational evil. Like, Parkinson's is basically a psychopath,
Yeah,
and there's nothing you can do about it. So
yeah.
lock it up and throw away the key.
Yes. That was an evil laugh as well. You've got an evil streak, missus. I'm gonna watch myself around you and like knives and things. I'm just gonna like, stay away.
Sorry.
Not scary.
I'm good, really.
So do you have any advice that you would want to pass on to friends of people who are newly diagnosed? Is there anything you've learnt in the last 5 years that you'd like to pass on?
I think that it's like you kind of nailed it before when you said that the people that you knew before your diagnosis have become really important to you because we know the real you, right?
Yeah.
So I think that it's, for me, my like very basic advice would be to just like stay being the person you're being and keep your relationship as kind of the same as you can.
Yeah.
I guess some people will need more or less support, especially at the beginning. But I feel like you got that from your family and you weren't really looking for that from me. You know, you didn't need me as a shoulder to cry on, you needed me as someone to make you smile and carry on. So I kind of just took that from you and went with it. I think I remember being quite worried about you for a while and not really feeling like I could ask you directly about Parkinson's, or I'd say like, oh, how's things, and you tell me, but I never really felt like we had a kind of a deep heart to heart about how much it was affecting you or anything. But I think that you had people for that, so that wasn't something that I wanted to push, or that I wasn't like worried that you were keeping it all in and not telling anyone. It just wasn't my role. So I think people just need to kind of take it easy and give each other time and support to adjust, and then see how your relationship continues after that. But mostly just to be there for whatever you're needed to be.